So number one, let's start with the WNBA. Last night there was the draft lottery, and we have a rooting interest because you're a LA fan, Lakers and Sparks, and you just told me again. I didn't watch it, but you just told me that they got the number 2 pick, and the consensus is that Paige Bueckers will go number 1 from UConn. Yeah, from UConn. Caitlin Clark's frenemy, contemporary, grew up in Iowa, came up together, lost a year to ACL tear. Yeah. So which is why she's coming in after Caitlin. But the consensus is this year, number 2 will be Kiki, who is not only is she Nigerian, but we actually went to school with her mom and her aunts. And so we don't know her personally, but we know her family, obviously. And we're fans from a distance. Neither of us has seen her play live. So how excited are you at the possibility of getting Kiki to the Los Angeles Sparks?
I am super, super excited. So last year when she was at Stanford, Cameron Brink kind of, I don't want to say overshadow, but she shared the spotlight with Cam Brink. And Cam Brink was second pick last year. She also went to Sparks. So she then transferred to USC, and now she's sharing the spotlight again with Juju, right?
Yeah.
She didn't declare this year. I think she's coming on board next year.
Juju is a sophomore.
So
this is only a second year. Yeah.
She probably has multiple years to, to still play in college. But going to the draft lottery itself, Dallas first, Sparks second, Sky got 3rd pick again, and the Mystic got 4th, and the rest I don't care about the rest. Yeah. But going back to Kiki, I was telling you earlier on that I saw the highlights of her recent game with USC, and she looked taller, than she was last year. So she's probably 6'3", 6'4" ish now, which is edging towards the center range in the W. Yeah, and if that is the case, if she gets to Sparks, that will be Rikia Jackson, Cam Brink, and Kiki Iriafen as our front court with the Sparks. That is some impressive talent that can take care of your club for the next 5-10 years. Yeah, for the next 5-10 years. So I'm quite impressed. Our mid-range game is as good as ever.
Amazing.
Our post-up game is getting better. If she can just stretch a bit to the 3-point line and start knocking down threes, she's going to be a problem. She's very good with rebounding, offensive and defensive. Yeah. So I just look at Rikia Jackson with the height, Cam Brink with the height, Kiki with the height, across the front court for the Sparks next season. I'm excited. I can't help. I'm very, very excited.
So you should be excited. So one, like I said, I've never met Kiki, right? But I've been following her career since I saw her mom post about her. I think when she was a sophomore in high school. So I was like, I'll look up articles. Highlights. I saw videos of her and everything. So I'm like, wow, this girl is something, right? And then I started watching her at Stanford. So number one, to have the intellectual and academic prowess to get into Stanford is really impressive, right? And then she did something extremely difficult, right? So, Yinka, let me tell you this quick story. So when she announced she was going into the transfer portal, right? After the NCAA tournament, my friend, remember Mr. X?
Yeah.
My friend was like, I don't know if I would leave that, Stanford degree on the table and go to another school. Because, I mean, for a lot of people, the consensus is Stanford is the best university in the U.S., which is saying something because the U.S. is filled with extremely good universities.
Absolutely.
We have some issues with our K through 12 education, but our universities continue to be really good. It's secondary education that could be mid sometimes, right? But the universities are still really good, and Stanford has everything. You can be a crazy scientist, you can be a Silicon Valley person, you can be Tiger Woods. He went to Stanford. So they're good in everything. They're pretty much top 10 in every major thing: law, medicine, everything, right? Sports. So what I told my friend was, look, again, I didn't speak to anyone personally about this. I follow from a distance. I'm a fan from a distance. But knowing us as Nigerians and the values we raise our kids with, my prediction at the time, even though it wasn't in the news yet, was I'm pretty sure she's graduating early before transferring. And my friend was like, that would be crazy. Like, to graduate in 3 years from Stanford and be an elite Division I athlete. So I'm like, look, no one told me this. That's just my guess. And then I read the story at graduation. She did graduate early in 3 years with a degree in engineering, Yinka. So that's, in my opinion, doubly hard. We both studied engineering. And wow. I tell my daughter all the time, I was in the lab for 4 years straight. That's really what engineering was like for me. I was in the lab for 4 years straight. Like, I would literally be trying to go to a party, and then I'll remember my grades and I'll haul my behind back to the lab. You know what I mean? Like, so I couldn't imagine flying all over the country while trying to, finish homework and, making my labs work. And so she finished engineering at Stanford in 3 years.
Wow.
Got her degree, graduated, and is now moved over to USC. I'm guessing, as a graduate student or whatever. So I'm just like, I'm just incredibly impressed. Like, I'm so happy for the family, because these are people we grew up with. I'm so happy for them. I'm so, everything we've read, obviously we don't know her personally, but everything we've read is just about how much of a quality young woman she is. So I can't wait to watch her at the next level. I'm just so impressed by all this. So that's my first thing. My second is, we kind of glossed over the Dallas, what's their name? Dallas what?
Wings.
Sorry. Stars would be NHL. So I confuse all these names. We kind of glossed over, but Yinka, who plays for Dallas that we have a rooting interest in? Arike Ogunbowale plays for Dallas. You're telling me they could potentially combine Arike with Paige Bueckers?
Absolutely.
Yinka, we might lose our mind. We might lose our mind next season. Because Arike is the microwave. She's the microwave. I mean, she'll drop 27 like this.
Yeah.
And Paige can do everything. Paige has more talent than CC. She has more talent. She's
the only question mark with Paige is the injuries. That's it.
It's the injury. She did her ACL. She was out for over a year. It was for her. It was actually more than a year. Paige is ridiculous. If she can walk, just walk her way back to fitness. And Arike is the microwave. She's not a great playmaker. That's not really her thing. But she might be the best pure scorer in the league.
Yeah.
Is she?
She is. I think she is.
She is, yeah.
This is just a Luka Kyrie kind of combo.
Yes. Ooh,
on the male side.
Might be. That's a tough one. Okay, I see where you're going with it. It's not perfect.
What I'm trying to say. It's not perfect. But, you have the Kyrie that can go hot, which is Arike. Arike can just, and you have a Paige that can do everything except maybe defend, which is Luka.
But she does defend. She defends better than CC. She defends better than CC. She's a better player than Caitlin Clark. When they were coming out of high school, she was number 1. I don't know what. I think Caitlin Clark was number 4. So I mean, they were both really good. They're both from Iowa, but she was the one she was the one who went to UConn. Caitlin Clark stayed home, University of Iowa.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that I love the Sparks thing for you, but I love the Dallas thing for all of us. This is gotta be amazing. Yeah,
it's gonna be amazing. Anyway, so good
All
luck
right.
to Kiki. We'll be following her for the rest of the season. And
Absolutely.
hopefully they come home. The USC can win the championship this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.